How to follow a low-potassium diet. Potassium is a mineral found in many foods. Its levels must be balanced in the blood to help maintain a regular heartbeat and proper muscle function. When potassium levels are too high, it's necessary to make some dietary changes. Below, we explain which foods to eat to reduce potassium levels in the blood. How to follow a low-potassium diet. It is possible to lower potassium levels by avoiding potassium-rich foods, selecting only low-potassium foods, or by controlling portion sizes. The list below is a guide, but if you need to follow this diet, it's important to have supervision from a nutritionist or doctor to avoid health risks. Foods high in potassium. Limit the amount of milk, as it is rich in potassium. Drink only 1 glass of milk per day, unless your doctor recommends cutting it out completely until potassium levels decrease. 1 glass of milk, about 240 milliliters, contains between 350 and 380 milligrams of potassium, regardless of whether it's whole, skim, or semi-skimmed. Other foods to avoid or reduce, depending on the severity of your case. French fries or potato chips, instant coffee, fruit syrups, preserves, sugarcane juice, chocolate, dried fruits, coconut, prunes, apricots, raisins, granola, legumes, beans, chickpeas, soybeans, peas, lentils, yogurt, molasses, peanut butter, nuts and seeds, walnuts, peanuts, almonds, hazelnuts, pine nuts, cashews. Diet or light salt. Avoid low-sodium foods as they tend to be high in potassium. Creamy soups, ice cream, concentrated fruit juices, tofu, sun-dried, fresh, and canned tomatoes. High potassium fruits to avoid or reduce until levels improve. Avocado, acai, coconut water, prota and nanica bananas, apricot, fig, sugar apple, guava, soursop, jackfruit, kiwi, pera or bahia orange, papaya, passion fruit, melon, tangerine, nectarine, grapes. Flour and meats, high in potassium. Prefer white flour products over whole grain, as whole grains contain more potassium. Examples: wheat bran or germ, raw 1097 milligrams of potassium. Rice, oat, or corn bran, raw 566 milligrams. Quinoa, 563 milligrams, raw, 300 milligrams, cooked. Limit protein intake to 2 portions per day, each 75 grams. This applies to pork, beef, chicken, turkey, fish, and others. Here are some example values. 100 g of pork chop, 315 milligrams. 100 g of filet mignon, 329 milligrams. 100 g of chuck beef, 325 milligrams. 100 g of chicken breast, 256 milligrams. Low potassium foods, potassium poor. Below is a list of low potassium foods. Remember not to overeat even these. Keep portions small for the diet to be effective. Fruits: pineapple, acerola, fresh plum, blackberry, apple banana, cashew fruit, persimmon, cranberry, jabuticaba, lima orange, Persian lime, lemon, apple, mango, medium potassium content, watermelon, blueberry, strawberry, pear, peach, Suriname cherry, tangerine, vegetables, lettuce, alfalfa, watercress, chicory, carrot, escarole, cucumber, bell pepper, cabbage. Legumes can be eaten if they are first boiled in water and the water is discarded. This reduces their potassium content. You can then prepare them as desired. Pumpkin, zucchini, Swiss chard, artichoke, potato, eggplant, beetroot, chayote, white mushrooms, raw, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, kale, kohlrabi, spinach, cassava, parsnip, corn, okra, green beans. Careful with spinach. Spinach doesn't lose its nutrients when boiled in water, so potassium levels may still be high even after cooking. How to reduce potassium in food. As mentioned, boiling vegetables in water and discarding the water can reduce potassium by up to 60%, since potassium leaches into the water. After that, you can roast, fry, or prepare as preferred. Avoid eating potatoes and vegetables that were steamed, microwaved, baked, or fried, as these methods retain potassium. Boiling fruits also reduces potassium content by up to 60%, as long as the water is discarded. Summary: low-potassium diet. You can significantly reduce potassium levels in your blood by changing your diet. Choose foods low in potassium, and avoid high-potassium foods. Always follow this type of diet under medical supervision, and get tested to ensure your potassium levels are really going down.